Okay. Our next Distinguished Alumnus Award will go to Chief Neil Noakes. And to present that award is another alumnus of Weatherford College, the Interim Police Chief of the Weatherford Police Department, Jason Hayes. Jason?
Those of you that can't see me in the back, I just want to apologize now. Chief Noakes and I are fun-sized guys, so we have to deal with both of us being up here for this. Part of our organizational culture of the Weatherford Police Department is generally to start meetings and things such as this with gratitude. And so just briefly, I've heard a lot of great things about Weatherford College today, but I would like to thank them. I would like to thank them for teaching 3 generations of my family, for continuously being great partners with the city of Weatherford, and especially for growing the leadership that's out here today. As you can see, all the alumni that have been here, and all of the leaders that you're putting out into the community. So President Farmer, thank you and your team very much for everything you're doing in our community and how you continue to grow this fine organization. Round of applause for that. And speaking of great leadership, that's why I'm here today. I get to truly introduce one of my brothers in blue, and it's an absolute honor to be here. Obviously, I'm a little nervous because when you speak in a group like this, I've seen Chief Noakes speak on so many different occasions, and he has such a passion for his people. And so it's difficult to come up here and really introduce somebody that I know is going to come up here and kill it after me. So I'll do the best that I can, so bear with me, okay? Really, in situations like this, it's like, it's a challenge. So, as you bear with me, Chief Noakes graduated from Millsap High School, and he moved on to Weatherford College, where he graduated in 1997, I think, with his associate's degree. The funny thing is, I was talking to him at the beginning of this and told him, hey, we were here at the exact same time. I said, we probably would have ran into each other, perhaps, but we wouldn't have recognized each other, I can guarantee you, because I had jet black hair, and I'm going to assume he had some at some point. But we probably would have never recognized each other then. So, moving forward, the crazy thing about the next part is that he got his bachelor's degree in 2016 in his from Tarleton State University. I'm from Tarleton State as well. And his master's in criminal justice from TCU in 2019. So when you think about that, ladies and gentlemen, that's a full-time police officer not only getting his bachelor's degree, but also achieving his master's degree. And that's tough, y'all. The job is demanding, and there's a lot of phone calls, there's a lot of things after hours, and so it's very difficult for our men and women to get those. It's a great accomplishment. Chief Noakes' career, backing up a little bit, began at Fort Worth PD in 2000. He's got 25 years of service with them. He's worked on everything from patrol to DWI, motors. He's worked his way through the ranks with the Fort Worth Police Department. And in 2007, he received the Life Saving Award. That's always a great thing for an officer to receive those Life Saving Awards. That's really what we're here for, to protect and serve, right? And nothing says you protect somebody greater than to save their life. In 2021, he became the chief of Fort Worth Police Department. Now, mind you, Fort Worth Police Department has 1,875 officers, give or take, numerous professional staff. They serve about 1 million residents. I mean, they're right next door, y'all, and they have a $335 million budget. So a little bit of a comparison, the Weatherford Police Department has 69 sworn police officers. We serve about 40,000, and we have a $13 million budget. So just a little bit of comparison about the amount of responsibility that this gentleman has. He is obviously known for his innovation, his future-focused leadership, and his commitment to his people. Just a few things about him specifically. He introduced the Fort Worth Safe Initiative. He's also, in his time, from 2020, they had 112 homicides in Fort Worth. In 2024, that number was down to 70. Now, I think that that's a great accomplishment for a big city when you consider they're growing exponentially over those years. But if you ask Chief Noakes, and I've seen him speak on this, one is too many for him. And so his goal was to always continue to pursue at excellence in preventing anything from happening to the citizens of Fort Worth. Just shows his dedication. Not only that, Chief Noakes has an extended history with youth engagement. He's participated in programs such as Operation Progress, Read to Win, All-Pro Dad, and an education initiative. So again, not only is he doing the work that needs to be done for the men and women, he's also out there trying to encourage the youth and bringing police to the youth so that they understand, and we hopefully find some of those officers in the middle of that coming forward. Additionally, he's been involved with us as well here out in Weatherford. He's been out here at Weatherford College for 2003. He was in a fentanyl forum that he participated in as well. So he continues to give back to those that have given to him throughout the years. And probably the most important thing that I do want to mention about Chief Noakes is his leadership training. And so he's a graduate of the Southern Police Institute, 137th Administrative Officers course. But more importantly, too, I would say that he's also a big part of the TCU's LEAD program, or the Leadership Executive and Administrative Development Program. He was class number 1, and he's been instrumental in that. And moving forward, my +1 today is Sergeant Joe Hopkins, who's in class 6 of that. And Chief, what I will tell you is going through that program and watching Joe grow going through that program, it's very apparent that your group is highly invested in the leadership and the future chiefs of our profession. So thank you for that, because that's reaching well beyond the city limits of Fort Worth and reaching out to us here. Finally, for retirement, we know that Chief Noakes is very close to that. He's going to retire in May. And I asked him about his plans, and he can talk about what he wants to talk about as far as that goes. But at the end of the day, the great thing about true leaders is they leave a legacy. And to really sum everything up, I would say in my interactions with Chief Noakes and my opportunity to visit with him, I've got 3 characteristics I want to mention about him. First and foremost, he's one of those guys that just believes in the following. There's a great difference between doing things right and doing the right thing. And when you teach your people that, think about that for a minute, when you teach your people that, they truly take care of other people. Number 2, the true measure of a leader is not necessarily completing the mission or actually being directly responsible for completing the mission. It's being responsible for those that are responsible for completing the mission. And when you think about that, that's exactly what Chief Noakes has done. He's taking care of his people. And when you see him speak, and when you hear him talk about his people, there's just a passion. There's a passion for his city management. There's a passion for everybody that has to do with Fort Worth Police Department. And he truly does bleed Fort Worth PD, no doubt. And finally, great leaders such as Mr. Noakes, Chief Noakes, really believe that being in the business of putting yourself out of business is the most important thing that we can do as leaders. And so when you see his investment in the future, and the bottom line is chiefs build chiefs, as iron sharpens iron. So again, it is my absolute pleasure. One more thing, before I go there, I also want to thank the fact that Ms. Noakes is here today too, because at the end of the day, great leaders are truly not anything without their family supporting them, because they go out and do all the great things, but somebody at home has to be there to support them. So thank you for being here today as well. Okay, so now I'm ready for that. So again, it's my great honor to welcome a man who's a true guardian, a leader, an inspiration, WC alumnus, and brother in blue, Chief Neil Noakes.
The greatest threat for most of us is not that we set our goals too high and miss, it's that we set them too low when we reach them. Michelangelo said that. When I think of Weatherford College, I think about an institution who gave me the confidence to aim higher. I think of my WC family. They believed in me, which gave me the confidence to believe in myself and believe I could achieve those goals, reach those aims. And critically, my WC family instilled in me a sense of humble confidence. Humble confidence. Because confidence without humility is arrogance. I tell my officers over and over and over again, the most important quality of any leader is humility. I also tell them that you don't need rank to be a leader, and having rank does not make you a leader. I let them know that although a lot of us, we spend our entire lives striving for a rank or some position or some title, when it comes down to it, all they do is grant power and authority, and that is no way to lead. But if you take the time to earn the trust and respect of the people you lead, you gain influence. And that's where the magic happens. If you take the time to earn the trust and the respect of the people you lead, they will follow you. John Maxwell, great leadership author and speaker, he put it this way. He said, if people admire you, or they respect you rather, he said, if people respect you as a person, they will admire you. If people respect you as a friend, they will love you. If people respect you as a leader, they will follow you. So what we have to do every day, and Chief, thank you, that's the best introduction I've ever received, honestly. It was. Very heartfelt, very genuine. Thank you for that. We have to ask ourselves every day, are we living a life worthy of following? Are we doing what we need to take care of the people around us? And I can say at Weatherford College, that's exactly what's happening. Sir, the growth that we're seeing here, what I see on campus right now, compared to when I graduated after my 6-year, 2-year degree program, is absolutely phenomenal. So we have to ask ourselves, are we worthy of being followed? And I have to tell you today, as I stand up here, I do not feel worthy of this award. I am extremely grateful, extremely thankful, extremely humbled to even be considered among such amazing leaders. But the fact of the matter is, I am not special. Any success I have ever had in my life has been because of the grace and blessings of God and the people He's put around me, period. And I have had the good fortune of being surrounded by amazing people my entire life, starting with my parents at home, my sisters. My father, Clyde Noakes, was a firefighter here in Weatherford, and Mr. Kurt Harris, I knew you, but I didn't put a name to the face. It is so great to see you, sir. My grandparents, Harold and Wanda Dobbs, owned convenience stores here in Weatherford, Dobbs Grocery. Their last one was off 4th Highway. My great-grandfather, Jimmy Dobbs, was a pastor in the area for many, many years. I've got deep roots here. So this is very humbling to me to actually be standing before you to receive an award that really should go to other people like this amazing, beautiful, talented, supportive, and very patient woman sitting over here, my wife, Kim Noakes. Please give her another round of applause. Folks, I didn't really want to talk about myself. I want to be encouraging if I can today. I believe all of us are called to service. All of us are leaders in some way. We all lead in different ways, but we are all called to lead and to serve. And in the policing profession, we don't call it a job. We don't call it a profession. And a lot of educators, I believe, feel the same way. It's a calling. It is truly a calling. It reminds me of a scripture in Ephesians, and Paul was writing to the church at Ephesus, Ephesians 4:1 and 2. It says, therefore I, being a prisoner for serving the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling, for you have been called by God. Always be humble and gentle. That's a calling to all of us. No matter what you do, whether you're a police detective or you're an accomplished author, a scholar, we are all called. What I encourage you to do is continue with that mission. We will all face difficulties, we'll all face troubles. The scripture tells us that as well. John 16:33, Jesus himself says, I've told you these things so that in me you will have peace. In this world you will have what? Trouble. But take heart. I've overcome the world. So we have that assurance that God's in control. We're taken care of, folks. But we're also guaranteed trouble. That's kind of difficult to reconcile, but it's true. Here's what I want to encourage you to think about. So we look around the world today and things look really tough. And they are. I'll say in the policing profession specifically, we face this negative, false narrative, false accusations even against us as a profession. It's getting better, but we still deal with that. And I assume many of you in this room, in your own circles and own world, face the same. We look at our country and our world, the conflict, the social unrest, the political unrest, people that really love to destroy our country and our way of life. And folks, one of the worst things we deal with is sometimes ourselves. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. That's one of the reasons in policing now we focus so much on not just the physical, but the mental and emotional well-being of our first responders. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anyone. And we might want to think, wow, woe is me, feel sorry for ourselves, and think this is such a unique point in time and no one's ever had to deal with what we've had to deal with. I want you to consider this. when you consider these false accusations, you consider the political unrest or trouble in the government, and you consider the fact that sometimes we're our own worst enemies. Here's what one leader said: "Neither let us be slandered from our duty by false accusations against us, nor frightened from it by menaces of destruction to the government, nor of dungeons to ourselves. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith to the end, let us dare to do our duty as we understand it." Abraham Lincoln, 1860. Folks, what we're dealing with is not that unique. The context may be different, but the conflict is similar. What I encourage you to do is to continue pushing forward, continue to lead, be that humble servant leader that really makes a difference. Be the one that will step out to make sure our country, our state, our county, our city, and Weatherford College continues to thrive. And I want to thank all the people here who are investing in this institution, because it is absolutely incredible, sir, the things that are happening here at Weatherford College, where you're beating rankings from people all over the country. And that goes back to leadership, my friend. Well done. I want to thank you again for this honor. It is an honor. I don't feel worthy, but I'm going to take it. May God continue to bless our country, our state, our county, our city. May God bless all of you. May God continue to bless Weatherford College. Thank you.